What's up? Welcome back to my channel, or for the first time if you're new, I'm Sylvan, and today I'm going to be reacting to the Herta character trailer, Geniuses in the Universe. I'm excited to get into this, so I'm not going to belabor it too much, but before I start, I will mention that I announced that I will be live streaming the 3.0 main story Trailblaze mission for the release of Amphorius. That will be starting at 6:30 p.m. PST. If you can make it, I would really appreciate it. But for now, feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoy this video, leave a comment on your thoughts, and let's get into this. God. Wow.
Thank you for making time in your busy schedules to gather here.
What is this already?
We have only a single purpose. Ensure Herta City remains free for all
Herta City?
Now, let the noble creator witness your achievements.
Oh my god. God.
Let's begin. Centralization. You want to sort the Hertas into different grades? Let's just start over.
God.
Geniuses love stabbing each other in the back. Didn't
Fair.
you know? I heard a virtual idol project. This thing's really lasted 10 Ember eras. Maybe by optimizing it. No copyright? And this deck is now! Everyone! That Madam Herta is a fake!
Oh?
Haven't any of you noticed? Her style is totally different from ours. It's
Fair. Herta Revolution?
This story isn't as dull as I expected.
Oh my god.
Remember, the biggest problem is...
Oh, nice use of portals.
Come on, create some more problems with me.
That idea of continuous problems.
Curiosity is a dangerous thing, you know.
God, I love her ult with all the mirrors. Oh my god.
Another failure.
Oh, all the little different art styles.
I'm perfect, as expected.
God. Okay, this is really fun. This is really goofy. I'm a big fan of it. So we open with these notably actually rather large, more sort of chibi, doll-like versions of Herta. I initially thought they were smaller, but you can see here that the normal-sized puppets are around it. And then we get a few others, including one with glasses and one that has a longer head. And they're all just playing different marching band instruments. And we get this brief shot of this interesting 2D art of the Herta, surrounded by these screens with pixel art versions of herself. And then we see that she is conducting this performance. She is the one in charge. She's the one dictating what all of the others do. And as she thanks them for all gathering here, we have on screen that this program is sponsored by the Marketing Development Department, Technology Department, and Strategic Investment Department of the Interastral Peace Corporation in cooperation with the History Fictionologists. Geniuses in the Universe is a large-scale erudition competitive puppet show produced by Herta TV, and then it begins to say something else, but it gets cut off. But the fact that this is in cooperation with History Fictionologists is honestly perfect, given the fact that the entire scenario of this is deranged and illogical. But Herta continues after thanking them all, saying, "We only have a single purpose. Ensure Herta City remains great for all eternity." In this fictional city that is just Herta, they gather for the goal of ensuring infinite prosperity. Now let the noble creator witness your achievements, the Herta. Now, of course, she's calling herself noble, which once again gets to the fact that she is a very self-centered, egotistical person. But we get our first shot of her there, and then we zoom out to show that she's floating in a large puppet hand surrounded by all of these puppets as they begin to chant, "Long live Madame Herta." As the chant continues, "None can rival Madame Herta." And it's here then where we begin to get these confidential documents, these campaigns by the various Hertas of the city to the Herta for various ideas and goals, this first one being Cosmic Centralization Plan. And we can see underneath that it says Herta is absolute. And then it cuts to almost like a news broadcast with the headline, "Simulated Universe 777 Centralized System, the boss is the only standard." And we have one of the Herta puppets, their eyes blotted out, clearly afraid, and it's here that we learn that she is standing before the Herta, proposing this idea of centralization. Clearly not happy with it, the Herta says, "Centralization? You want to sort the Hertas into different grades?" At which point this Herta drops through the floor, falling down, as the Herta says, "Let's just start over," as we have a torn apart Herta who just sort of looks disappointed. And then also in the bottom corner here, we have something saying Simulated Universe 777 is expected to face a KX level apocalyptic phenomenon, whatever that means. Through all of this sort of deranged visuals we have of torn apart Hertas, the Herta continues saying geniuses love stabbing each other in the back, which fitting for her to say that given her conflict with Polka Calcomand. But then we briefly go through visually the rejection of various unique looking Hertas. This one being largely similar in design, but is slightly different in the sense of they have like an eye patch on, they have some hair highlights, that kind of thing. Just a little different. They get eliminated. We have another one that seems to play the keyboard and has pigtails. They get rejected. And each of these is connected to a different campaign. Now we begin looking at a different Simulated Universe, Simulated Universe 233. Seems there is a virtual idol project of some kind for Herta, and all of these headlines and stuff are just various ways of expressing just reverence to Herta in this deranged nonsensical setting. And then we get this deranged moment which is clearly meant to be a joke about presumably Mickey Mouse and copyright law and not having the copyright for them, but from the looks of what this model actually is, it looks like it is probably actually Clocky, but then with Herta's face slapped on top of it and ears attached, but the ears are slightly different than what a Mickey Mouse ears would be like, just for, as can be imagined, copyright differential. But then it's here where one of the various Herta puppets tears away one of the campaigns and shouts, "End this circus now," as they then go on this tirade explaining that the Herta clearly is not like them, is clearly a fake, and should be overthrown. And despite this seeming revolution rising, her subjects rising up against her, this clearly just excites the Herta. She was getting bored, but this is something interesting to deal with. And I love how the thing that tips off all of the other Hertas to why the Herta is different from them and a fake and shouldn't rule is that her style is different. She doesn't have the same aesthetic as all of the puppet Hertas. She has this big ol' witchy aesthetic. That's not like us. She's different. And that is all that it takes for all of them to turn against her, as they just begin rallying. But the Herta easily just begins to dispose of them, deal with them, as she acknowledges, maybe this isn't as dull as I expected. She falls into a portal, creating more mirrors and portals so that all of the Hertas who were attacking her just attack each other. As it's here where she speaks to, I believe, the core of her ideals and philosophy that we saw a good amount of in her teaser. She says, "Remember, the biggest problem is having no problems at all. Come on, create some more problems with me." Herta is a genius mind who has, through her own knowledge and intuition and skill and just sheer intelligence, transcended mortality and the fundamental building blocks of reality. And yet she still yearns to solve more problems, to answer more questions. As I discussed in my reaction to her teaser, she's constantly seeking new problems to solve, not for the sake of solving them, but because she loves the process of problem solving. And so when she says, the biggest problem is having no problems at all, she truly means it. She is someone who is easily bored and is constantly seeking something to stimulate her incredible mind. And so anything exciting that can happen, even if that is a revolution of her puppets against her, she will gladly accept it because it will be interesting to deal with. And she follows it up by saying, curiosity is a dangerous thing, you know, which I feel is interesting to add on immediately after talking about creating problems. Given her nature, it is almost a intentionally ironic sort of snide remark, knowing that curiosity is in her nature, it is her fundamental motivator. And so she sort of jokes that that can be dangerous. You might run into a lot of problems if you're too curious, and that's exactly what she wants. And then we show off her ult, which looks amazing, and then we have this classic shot of Herta and one of her puppets reaching out, fingers touching, and a shining star where they meet. At which point we then cut to the Herta observing countless picture frames, countless possibilities, countless scenarios, countless universes. She seems to be simulating universe after universe, as she remarks, another failure. She didn't get the result she wanted, whatever that may have been. As she says, I'm perfect as expected. Perhaps what she was seeking was to test her perfection, see if she could find an imperfection, and in her eyes, she has failed. She's perfect. She has proven to herself that she is perfect without a doubt, and she expected as much. And that's where they leave us. Like I said, this is a really goofy one, a really fun one. It's almost entirely divorced from reality, but in some weird way that's sort of perfect for Herta. She is someone who is simultaneously so intelligent and capable, while being also so vain and egotistical. She, as a person, essentially lives beyond reality as we know it, both in a literal and mental sense. The only people who can attempt to enter her world are other geniuses, people like Ron May or Screwlum, and even then she would never consider them to be as intelligent as her or as perfect as her. Overall, this trailer is sort of perfect for her, I'd say. It's really, really silly, really just sort of deranged, constantly is focused on reverence of Herta and her perceived perfection, and I'm a big fan of it. But with that, I don't necessarily have too much more to say about this trailer in particular, so I will end things there. Feel free to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, leave a comment on your thoughts. Make sure to check out my live stream tomorrow if you can make it, and I hope you all have a great day. Goodbye.